Today, we will see some of the basics of data analytics in the form of have processing that Excel sheet data. Excel sheet is basically a very old and still the popular way of providing that data, a detailed data structure manner. It's something like we can provide something like a row wise and column wise data that we can able to use it for different purposes. And here we have an how can we handle that Excel data with the Python packages. The Python has various packages to handle the Excel data. The first one we have is the OpenPyXL, which is an recommended packages for reading and writing Excel 2010 and above. And XLX Writer is for writing the data and formatting information in Excel 2010 format. And we have Excel Read, which is for an reading and formatting a data in a older Excel file .xls like that file. And we have Excel WT, which is writing data and formatting information in a older Excel format, and Excel Utils, which basically a combination of both Excel Read and Excel Write basically. Before going into further that, we will see the terminology of Excel workbook. It's something we can say. Yes. Okay. Please raise a hand if suppose you have any doubts. Yeah. Excel terminology, it's something like we will term it as spreadsheet or workbook, which is a main file which contains all the data that needs to be processed. And each workbook or the spreadsheet will contain one or more sheets, which is called an worksheet or an sheet, which is used to split different data within the same spreadsheet. For example, here we wanted to have the list of information day 1 attendees, day 2 attendees, and day 3 attendees like that. We can have that the sheets for day 1, day 2, day 3 like that. We can have different data with the same spreadsheet over on the Excel. And we have an column which is something like a vertical line represented by which is an uppercase A, B, C, D like that. And we will have something like a row which is an horizontal line represented by 1, 2, 3 over here. And we will term it a term cell, which is a combination of both column and row. For example, A1, B1, A2, B2 like that. Okay, then fine, we will start with that writing a simple we will create an simple Excel file. Before that, we can use how we can install that our the package that can be done. We have to open this command in the administrator, open the command prompt in the administrator mode, and we can use the pip3 install py open Excel over here. That our package name is OpenPyXL that we are going to install over here. pip3 install OpenPyXL that we will install over here. Yeah, I have already installed that OpenPyXL in my PC. It provides something like information of already satisfied. If you are not installed and you wanted to get started with the Excel sheet data processing, you can install with the help of pip3 install OpenPyXL. Sometimes you may get an error, something like a pip3 is not found. Like that, in that case, you need to go over here. For example, in which location you have installed your Python, you go there, and I installed in Python 36 is the folder in which I have installed my Python. In this, maybe you can use uh, Python 36 and pip, which includes, we have the scripts. If you go into it, Python, the whatever the be the location you are installed your Python installation, within that you will have the scripts over here. Inside the scripts there will be a file called pip3. You can go into that folder and you can execute that pip3 install OpenPyXL or any packages you wanted to install into the Python system. Now we got installed our Excel data processing package, which is an OpenPyXL, that we will use that simple mechanism to write into create a simple Excel file over here. I'm going to open the projects. Yeah, we have used Python program. I just open. Close. Maybe we can create a new file with Python file Excel demo1.py. The file got created. In that, maybe once after install, maybe we need to confirm whether our package is installed properly or not with the help of importing the OpenPyXL, the import book, that we can able to confirm over here in the Python console from OpenPyXL import workbook over here. Yeah. Yeah, it has been loaded, which means that our Python OpenPyXL package has been installed properly. I'm going to write an application over here from OpenPyXL is the module. I'm going to import, for example, workbook over here. And once we got installed, maybe we can use that workbook to create something like maybe a workbook WB equals workbook of, I just created for a constructor for this workbook class, and then we can use something like I'm going to get the sheet, the current sheet, which is something like we can use WB dot sheet, active worksheet. We can able to get it with the WB dot active, and maybe once we get that, I'm going to insert sheet of maybe A1 is the column A1, which we can do something like hello, and sheet of column A2, which is an Python, and sheet of B1 that we can term it as B1, which is programming over here. Same way we can do sheet of B2 equals another one programming over here. And once it is done, maybe we need to write this into the file. Now, in order to write, we can use the function called workbook.save so that that will be get saved. In order to save, I'm going to do wb.save over here, and I'm going to give file name equals maybe a sample one.xlx over here. Now I'm going to run this application with the help of run and Excel demo. Yeah, the program got executed successfully. Maybe we can see that whether there is an file got created over there or not. Maybe I'm going to which is in current directory. Python program is the current directory. Inside that there is the file which we tried to create is the sample.xlx that it got created over here. When we open this file in a Excel, that we got the A1 has been updated with the hello, and maybe we can open this in parallel. Yeah, A1 has been updated with the hello, and A2 has been updated with Python, and B1 has been updated with the B1 shell has been updated with the programming, and B2 shell has been updated with the programming again. Whatever be the content we are giving, it gets updated into that particular location. Here we can use A, B, C, or something like a vertical columns or A, B, C, and rows are defined like a 1, 2, 3. And the cell will be defined something like a A1 is this cell and B1 is this cell. A1, A2 is this cell and B2 is this cell basically. That we can use something like to create our own Excel sheet basically. In order to get started with that, we just gone through that how can we write the file into the simple Excel format. And we have the option something like how can we read the data from the Excel sheet basically over here. That we can have it something like I'm having the file called sample.xlx, which is having some kind of a this is we can term it something like a bill of material for an yeah, hardware design that we have over here, that maybe we wanted to read each and every column of information or rows of information that we will see over here. In order to read, we have the class called load workbook, which will loads that into the file name into the workbook format of OpenPyXL that we will see over here. I'm going to create another one file which is an Excel demo2.py. Inside that, I'm going to import from OpenPyXL. I'm going to import something like workbook over here from load workbook as well. And once the load workbook has been created, I'm going to create an workbook WB equals load workbook of file name equals sample dot XLX over here. I loaded that workbook, and once it is loaded, I'm going to get that sheet names, different sheet names present inside our um, workbook. I'm going to do print of WB dot sheet names over here, and once the sheet names are created, I'm going to create a sheet which is an active sheet will be WB dot active over here. I just kept it with the active sheets, and I'm going to do that print of sheet and print of sheet dot title over, sorry, title over here. Now I'm going to run this demo, Excel demo 2. Yeah, which basically provides the output information, and it's something like sheet names. For example, here I'm going to define the formatted output, sheet names, or something over here, dot format, and similarly sheet title over here, and dot format of sheets, and sheet content equals dot format of sheet. And now I'm going to run this Excel demo. Now we will got the information. We will got the information something like different sheet names. What all the sheet names are present? Something like Arduino Shield V1, for example. Here the sample XLS Arduino underscore Shield underscore V1 is the sheet number 1. If suppose we added another sheet, and I'm going to save, rename it something like Python over here. Now we will see how it behaves. Yeah, it's something we have. For example, we have an information something like a load book. We have loaded sample.xls, and we got the sheet names Arduino Shield V1 and Python. Whenever we are saying WB is active, and we got the current sheet which is an active is an Python which is in active state. Because of that, if the active sheet comes like a Python, and sheet contents provided in the sheet over here. If suppose I have selected, for example, in the opened file, I have used this one. Now, if you run this, now we will get that the sheet file name as Arduino 1. Sorry. Yeah. WB active, which is an Python, and maybe uh, Yeah. Oh, sorry. That get underscore sheet by name, and maybe I have to use that the sheet names, maybe something like a list equals wb dot sheet names over here, and inside the list maybe we can use list of 0, which provides the sheet name 1, and we can get the sheet name accordingly. Now we run this. Now we run, if we run this, we got the sheet name as Arduino Shield 1, and we got the respective data over here. And the similar way we can use something like, we can use the formats, something like we can update update the data and save the data into the file. For example, we have loaded this and we wanted to update some data over here. For example, I wanted here, I'm going to open this sample.xls. Yeah. If suppose we wanted to change this A1 instead of designator to some other parameters, then we can do something like update. We got the sheets, and inside the sheet, I'm going to do sheet of A1 over here, and equals something like pot designator. And whenever we are doing update and overwrite, we should not uh, it it we should not have that file in the open state. Maybe we can close this, and I'm going to write something like wb dot save, and then the file name maybe sample dot xlsx over here. And once we run this demo, yeah, it got updated. If suppose we open the file again, that will have the information. The instead of designator, it has been changed to the pot designator. Like that, we can able to update the file content, Excel sheet file content, using the Open PyXL package, basically. These are all the simple steps that we are going to use if suppose we wanted to read the rows of data and column of data. What we will do is something like sheet dot iterative rows, so that that will be for example, for loop will provide an fetch an each entry from that sequence of list. This for sheet dot iterate of rows, that will provide each row content to the row. The similar way we have the sheet dot iterate columns, that will provide each column value to the call, or to the for loop, that we can use it for our purpose. Here we will see how we can use this to print or get the information. I'm going to use a def print rows over here, and inside the rows I'm going to do for row in, or maybe yeah, for row in, that we will go into use sheet dot iter underscore rows over here, and value only equals true over here, and inside that I'm going to do print of row over here. The similar way we can use this. I'm going to copy this and paste something like a print columns of data that we can use COLS over here and columns, and I'm going to print the all columns over here. Now, now I'm going to print something like a print underscore rows over here, and we can execute this file. Now we will get the rows of information. Sorry. Yeah, since we have opened this file, it says that the write permission is denied over here, that we will see. I'm going to close this. Maybe since we have updated already, maybe we can comment this, the save operations over here, and I'm going to run it again. Yeah. Now we got the tuples. Each tuples has been filled with the rows of information. For example, if you open the file, yeah, the shield that we have, it's something like it has the information of uh, the part designator, command, description, and like that. This is the first row that we got the output over here. Part designator, command, description, quantity, manufacturer one, manufacturer number, part number one, supplier part number one, and DNP. Like that, we got the first row, second row, all the rows of contents. We can able to get it with the help of iter rows, and we can get the output accordingly. The similar way, we can use the print columns so that iter rows, iter columns will create a, will traverse that Excel sheet with the help of column wise, basically. Now we will see how it prints over here. Yeah. Yeah. Here we have the part designator. It's something like column wise print dot printer. Oh, yeah. The column wise, this it starts with the part designator and it should end with the up to U6 over here. It's starting with the part designator and it goes up to U6 is the content. Till that it was printed, it can able to get the column wise data over here. And for example, we wanted to have the information, what are all the designators present in that particular file, then we can able to do that something like get by designators or like that, that we can able to do. I am going to create a function called something like a define get column by name over here, and we are going to pass the name. And for column in sheet dot iter columns, values only equals true, and I'm going to check the if column of 0 equals name, then I'm going to return that particular column from here. else we will return null. Return none basically over here. And I'm going to give something like the function I'm going to give. For example, here I have the file. I'm going to use the, for example, yeah, column equals get column by name. I have the column name is comment over here, and which I should get if column not equals none. I have the data in my here, and I'm going to print the column over here. I'm going to run this. Print. It has the comment, and then, oh sorry, it should be matched with directly the name, not the what happened is something I have given wrongly like this, then it will be considered like a name as a string name, and it will try to check the column value with the name. It will not check this with this argument we are passing. I'm going to change it this over here, and whenever we run this, we got the output of that particular column which we are interested. Like that, we can able to fetch each column and each rows separately over here. And why we need that this kind of a separation, that we will see over here in another sample, the sample XLS file for testing that we can use. Yeah. Whatever be the file we have used earlier that has very simple data, and in case, for example, this is also a simple data with respect to the data analytics. Here we have the data something like country, and it has something like a small simple data which around 700 entries that we have in this sample file over here. And we can load this file, and we wanted to check how we can able to for example, that we have that something like a segment over here, and the country over here, and the product over here, and the discounts over here, and units sold, and manufacturer, and like that. If suppose we wanted to do an analytics, and for example, how many orders are gone to Canada, or something like how many orders are government segments, or how many orders are mid-market, or how many orders for a channel partners, like that we wanted to check. If suppose we wanted to check over here with this analytics, then how we will do over here. I'm going to use the same file. Maybe I'm going to copy this as a separate file for better understanding. Excel demo 3.py over here, and I'm going to copy this complete file. Yeah. Instead of loading the sample.xls file, I'm going to load this Excel file over here. It got loaded, and it has the sheet name, and we got the sheet name of updated, and we will get the sheet titles. And we wanted to get the value by columns over here, and I got the information. The first column is something like a segment that we wanted to do. I'm going to change it as segment over here. Now we got the output something like that. We will see what we are getting now, and I'm going to run this Excel demo 3. Yeah, which provided that something like a complete uh, thing of the first segment count that we got the outputs over here. And if suppose we wanted to get the information, how many counts, how many government based orders are available, how many mid markets and how many channel partners based sales that we wanted to see, maybe I'm going to do something like a over here, and which I wanted, this is the segment is the title, which we wanted to remove from that this tuple. In order that I'm going to do output equals column of 1 colon over here, so that the first index will be removed, and from the 0th index will be removed, and from the first index another tuple will be created as output. And we wanted to check how many counts, maybe count equals out dot count of something like a government over here, and I'm going to print of number of government sales equals dot format of count over here. Now we will see what is the data. We got it over here. I'm going to run Excel demo. Yeah. Now we got something like government sales, which is 300 government sales has been done over here. For example, we can confirm whether our statistics correct or not by selecting deselect all and select only the government over here, and we will see the count. How can we confirm? It is little complex. Maybe, yeah, maybe we can see over here 300 of 700 records found. That we means that our analytics of information that we have done for 300 records, 300 government sales has been done over this year. The similar way we can do it for do it for another one. That we wanted to do that, we should know how many categories are present in that sheet, in that location, that we can able to see with the help of, for example, we have that data type which is an set which does not have any duplicate components, duplicate entries or elements will be present in a set. For example, I'm going to create a set over here, and for example here, once we got it, I'm going to add something like a set, and which is an I'm going to create this as segment set equals set of, which creates a empty set, and from this I'm going to do for x in out, I'm going to add segment set dot append of something like the value x over here. And once it is done, maybe we can check for something like a print of segment set over here. Now we will know how many segments are present inside that particular list of information. For example, here we have government, we can be able to see the different one, the government, mid-market, channel partners, and maybe using the Excel sheet, we can able to get enterprise. We have 5 sets over here, channel partners, enterprises, government, mid-market, and small business. This information we need to get it in the programmatic way. For that, I'm going to do with the help of set information over here. Now, whenever after we could run this Excel demo. Sorry. Sorry, add an element X over here. Run Excel demo. Yeah. Now we got that information, something like the segment set got the information, the channel partners, mid-market, government, and small business and enterprises. Now we wanted to do the count for all the informations. For example, I'm going to do for S in segment set, I'm going to do something like in the segment set, we are traversing each and every element over here, which means something like how many channel partners are there, how many mid markets are there, how many governments orders are there, how many small business, and how many enterprises that we wanted to get. And we can able to do that with the help of the out.count. With that, we can able to achieve. Maybe I'm going to do this over here, and number of that I'm going to give yes comma over here. Whenever we run this, we will get the updates. Yeah, here we got the updates. Number of channel partners sales is 100, number of mid-market sales is 100, and number of small business sales is 100, number of government sales is 300, number of enterprises sales is 100. Like this, analytics information can be fetched from that any Excel sheet that we can able to analyze the complete data over here. Here we have something that we can able to do that the similar way. We can do that something if suppose we wanted to calculate the sales, maybe a gross sales, what is the minimum value of sale and what is the maximum value of the sale that we wanted to process, that we will see how we can do that. Maybe I'm going to get that information with the sales equals maybe which is an gross sales. I'm going to do G sales over here, get column by name, and the name is gross sales over here. And if G sales not equal to none, and maybe the similar way we are going to get sale out, sale equals something like G sales of 1 colon, so that the first 0th index element will be removed over here. And I'm going to do print the minimum value of sale with minimum value is this, and maximum value is going to be this, and I'm going to do dot format of min of sale over here and max of sale over here. Now we will going to get the output. I'm going to run this, run Excel data. Yeah. It now we got the output something like sale minimum value is 1,799 and maximum value is it's something like 12 lakhs. Sorry, 12 lakhs 7,500 is the maximum value over here. That we could able to analyze this complete data from this Excel sheet, and we could able to get it in a easier manner. And suppose we wanted to check how many units are sold over here, and we wanted to do that similar way, what is the minimum units and what is the maximum units that has been sold over here, that we wanted to check. For example, I'm going to add another one called units equals get column by name, and I'm going to do that units sold over here. Units sold, and if units not equals none over here and unit equals, I'm going to remove the first one, and which is 1 colon, and maybe we wanted to use the same print of units minimum and maximum over here, and then dot format of min of unit, and we will be having something like a max of unit over here. That provides, yeah, data analytics, how many units, minimum units are sold, how many maximum units are sold over here using this. And I'm going to run this. Yeah, now we got the information. The minimum units sold is 200 and maximum units sold is 4,492.5. And we wanted to have the statistics. For example, how many numbers of, yeah, sorry. Um, we wanted to have the statistics, how many numbers of 200 units sold, how many numbers of 214 units sold, and how many numbers of this information we wanted to have. Then maybe we can use that same method of information. Maybe I'm going to have that or updating into the segments. For example, I'm going to do that the segment set, maybe unit set over here equals set of function, and maybe once it is done for x in something like a sale, sorry, not I'm going, we need to do this in the unit. Yeah, for x in unit over here, and I'm going to do unit set dot add, and then the element is x over here. And once it is done, maybe we can do that something like a kind of, we can do for x in unit set, and we can do that print of um, the value x um, units units sold this many times over here dot format of x comma, and we have an option something like unit dot count count of something like a x over here, that provides something like a information this many units sold this many times over here, something like a statistics that we can able to get it over here with the help of these outputs. Yeah, that we can have it something like the statistics that we have over here. This, yeah, 2071 sold 1 times, 2072 units sold 2 times, and 2074 units sold 1 times, and like that we will have that statistics, and we can able to get that if suppose what is the best probable that we can this kind of a data which we are why we need to do this kind of a processing of data analytics is something like this kind of a data analytics we are fetching, and we will use this in data information to feed for a learning, and that will provide something like what is your tomorrow's expected sales, or something like what is your recommended promotion that you can do for to get achieve the more sales, like kind of a statistics that we can able to get it with the help of analyzing that complete Excel sheet of informations. Basically that all the data will be present inside the Excel sheet, and if we wanted to do that we can able to do achieve it with the help of this. And for example, we wanted to do something like suppose how many numbers of $10 price has been done, how many numbers of $120 has been done. All those things can be created in a statistics manners that we can able to see over here. Maybe we have the option the $3, $5, $10, $120, and $250 and $260, which is and which we have something like a manufacturing price of that. How many units are manufactured for this much price, and how many units are manufactured for this much price. Like that, we can able to extract that information with the help of this statistics, basically. And the similar way that, for example, once we done, we want, if suppose this provides some kind of analyzing the information into it over here. And once we done, maybe we can create a chart, maybe a chart with the data. For that, I'm going to do something like updating a new one over here. And in order to create, for example, I'm going to create a new Excel sheet over here, which is something like stats is the output which we wanted to do. I'm going to create a workbook like this, stats, and we can have something like a stat sheets is an stats dot active, which is an active over here. And I wanted to add this information into my stat sheet. How we can able to add? Maybe I'm going to create an once it is done, I'm going to add this information into it. Maybe with the help of the parameters, I'm going to add something like a statistics over here. And in order to add, for example, I'm going to do create the and list with something like list equals, sorry, not this one, this one, yeah, units sold over here, and comma something like times over here. And I'm going to do this update over here. For example, stats sheet dot append, it's something like a list I'm going to add over here. And once it is done, I'm going to append the same way, something like a simple list for example, L equals an empty over here, and L dot append X, and L dot append something like a unit dot count of X over here, and I'm going to do start sheet dot append of L over here. And whenever after done with this update, I'm going to do that something like a stats dot maybe I'm going to write into that particular file with the help of maybe workbook.save with the file name over here, stats.save. The file name is something like stats.xlsx over here. Now I'm going to run this, the Excel demo. Yeah, now it got updated, and maybe we can see whether stats file is created. Yes, it got created, and we can open this. This has the data something like this many units sold this many times, this many units sold this many times. Like that, we have the data, and we wanted to provide some kind of a graphical data, or maybe we can use something like another one. It's something like we can use this manufacturing cost, or for example, we have the different information, $3, $5, $10, 120, and 250, like that. Maybe we can use this information. It's something like a manufacturing price. I'm going to use this, the same methodology on the manufacturing price over here. And for example, I'm going to use, in order, instead of units sold, I'm going to copy this completely. And instead of that, maybe I'm going to do manufacturing price over here, and it has been added with manufacturing price, and it has been number of times, maybe. Yeah, this I'm going to comment it. I'm commenting this. Yeah, the list over here. And now I'm going to deal with that, the manufacturing price over here. Now we can able to see that there is an update is present or not. Yeah, I'm going to run this application Excel Demo 3. We got the updates, something like maybe a cost $3 is sold 93 times. It's maybe I'm going to do something like manufacturing price products. This produced this many times basically, and I'm going to run this. We have got this $3 94 times and 93 times, and $260 which is a 94 times, and $5 93 times, and we have $10 202 times. Like that, we have the different approach that we have over here, and maybe we can see how that data has been populated, and I'm going to have it in this information. Yeah, the manufacturing cost, manufacturing price, $3 93 times $260, 94 times, like that. If suppose we wanted to um, build this as a chart, as a user user presentable format, then we can use with the information of the chart over here. The chart we will use is adding a information that we will be providing over here, and that we have the option something like to have the bar chart is the one that we can able to use it over here. After updating that, we will have that information, and for example we have that chart equals bar chart over here. And for this, maybe I'm going to import from Open PyExcel import yeah, import OpenPyExcel.chart. Inside that, we can use that the bar chart over here. And I'm going to use this bar chart I got created with the bar chart over here. And once it is chart is created, maybe we can use that the reference. It's something like a data equals reference is, okay, that is difference for me, reference over here. And in order for that, maybe we can import that from OpenPyExcel dot maybe I'm going to import the reference over here. And once we did, maybe we have that option, something like a reference of unresolved reference over here. And we have the called worksheet. Worksheet equals, I'm going to provide something like a stat sheet over here. And with that, we may have something like a min underscore row is the option, something like we have the option to choose from the first row, and we have the option something like up to the max underscore row equals 2, and we have the option something like min underscore column over here, that we will have the column which starts from the statistics, which starts from the 2, and the column goes up to 7 over here, and min column is 2, and max underscore column equals 7 over here. And we have this reference, and once the reference is done, maybe we can add the chart from the data. I'm going to do that chart dot add data with the information something like data and the titles from the data is true over here. Data comma titles from the data equals true over here. And once it is done, maybe we are going to add the chart at which location. For example, here we have the information up to here. Maybe I'm going to add this chart maybe in the D2 location, maybe cheat uh, stats sheet dot add chart. Maybe I'm going to have the chart information at the location of D2 over here. And I'm going to save this information into the stats.xls. Now we will see the output format over here. I'm going to, don't save. I'm going to execute this, the Excel demo over here. Yeah, now the file got created, maybe the stats file got created, and we can able to see how the statistics looks now. We does not have that the data. Chart has been created over here. Reference min and max rows, and we have the max columns over here. Yeah, 1 second. The statsheets.add chart with the data information D2, and it does not get added over here. Maybe worksheet is stat sheets. Okay, this is an stat sheet is the one which contains the data stats.active, that we have the stat sheets over here, and it does not adds the data over here, which uh, maybe I'm going to check this first as a separately over here with the Python file, the separate Python file, chart demo.py over here. And I'm going to create a file called something like a Excel file, maybe a file new blank workbook, and I'm going to save this something like a A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like that, and maybe I have that information 1, 2, and 10, 20, and 23, 40, and we have 56, 45, and we have 22, 33, and we have 44, 55, and 66, 77, and we have 88, 99 over here. And I'm going to save this into the location of maybe the save option should be, I have to save it is in this file, and Python program I'm going to save a test.xls, that we will see that I have that test.xls is present over here, and I'm going to use this with the help of the load workbook over here. Yes, with the load workbook I'm going to load the data. Yeah, chart demo, I have the WB, and from open PyExcel, I'm going to import load workbook, and then one, and from here from open PyExcel dot chart, I'm going to import bar chart, and I'm going to import the reference over here, And once it is done, I'm going to use this WB sheet equals WB dot active over here, and we can use something like a file that we can use it to update that. I'm going to have it in the chart, bar chart over here, and maybe I'm going to copy this completely. Yeah, maybe workbook. Instead of load workbook, I'm going to do something like a workbook over here, and workbook, sorry, workbook equals and workbook over here, and maybe the reference over here, and sheet I'm going to update, and inside in the sheet I'm going to do that uh, sheet. This should be test.xlx, and we are updating into the test.xls again, and maybe at the form at the location of E8 over here, and maybe the file that we can able to check it over here. Now, whenever we run this application, the chart demo, we have module is not callable. Location, line number 15. It was present. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Min row and maximum row. Maybe I'm going to add h equals 1122 over here, and I'm going to execute this again. Maybe this was in an open state. I'm going to close this, and whenever we run this, the chart demo, max. Now, run chart demo.
అపాల పచ్చిమిరకాయ వేసిందా?
Hello.
అవా
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, there is some issue in plotting that chart. Yeah, maybe that it was not get updated over here in the stats. It should get updated with the chart. Maybe that this one, and we have that chart, and we have added with the worksheet over here, and we have the maximum columns up to 7 that we have over here, the maximum rows, minimum row 1 and maximum row 2, and we wanted to add that into the data of chart. For that, I'm going to do something maybe from open PyExcel dot drawing, import drawing. This will not come, and we have the reference. Reader over here. This is that min row is 1, minimum row is 1 is right, 8 column and 3 rows, that should be fine over here. Yeah. And it 8 rows and 3 columns which the data is contains. Maybe I think this can be in a format that can be two equals maybe the reference dot, yeah, reference dot reference over here, and I'm going to run the chart. It's done with the execution. Maybe if I open this test, it does not have that updated. The data has lost. Maybe I'm going to use the same format in the Excel sheet, the reference dot reference over here. And if suppose we run this, run the Excel sheet demo 3. Yeah, stats dot is already open. We cannot do the update if it is open. And maybe I'm going to run this again, the Excel demo. Yeah, now we can see that the stats dot yeah, here we have something like a kind of information, something like we have got created with the bar chart at this location. But the thing is, here we have got the 3 at 93 times. That is the only one it got created. We need to add this, all the parameters for that 3 is the one which got created for this many times, and we wanted to add up multiple things over here. We we are showing something like a times is the one, and is the one showed over in the bar chart over here, and we can add up this with the help of, I'm going to add up the minimum rows over here and maximum the minimum columns. um, the maximum column is up to 7, and minimum rows 1 and 2. Maybe I'm going to do that. I'm directly providing the informations directly over here, and maybe I'm going to run it again. That will, I have to close this. Okay, this cannot be converted, and maybe I need to do something. We have the statistics, the rows 1 and 2, and 2, the columns 2 to 7. Maybe I'm going to use uh, column of data, and the reference. Maybe I need to check on this reference how we can do that. Um, Basically, it provides one chart, and we can provide some kind of updates with the help of that this many. Yeah, this is something like $3.93 times it got created, and we have something like different colors, but it was not shown properly. I mean the different colors for 260. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here we have 6 legends. Over here also a series 3 entry, series 2 entry, legend entry, and over here. And maybe I'm going to do that min row and min column and the maximum column is this one, first column and second column we have, and it should be min column is 1 and maximum column is 2, and min row is 1, and we have the min row is 2, and we have the maximum row is 7 over here. Now maybe we can run this, the bar chart over here, that will provide the output of the respective outputs over here. Now we can open this stats.xls. Yeah, this provides something like this was 3 and 93 has been taken as data statistics, and 260, 94, 5, 93, like that it was provided the statistics, but we wanted something like uh, the statistics of manufacturing and times over here, and for that I'm going to change this. Now we will getting, instead of min row 1, I'm going to do min row equals 1 over here. Instead of 2, I'm going to do over here. The first row will be the data, and we can see. Yeah. Here we have that manufacturing price and the number of times. The manufacturing time price is 3, and we have the number of times is 93, and we have the manufacturing price is 260, and we have that only 94. And whenever we have the manufacturing price is something like 5, and we have the provided the output statistics of 93, and similar way we have the statistics of value 10, and we have 202 times it has been sailed out, and we have that similar way this kind of a statistics provides some kind of a output, what is the manufacturing price and number of times, that provides the information with the statistics. It can be used for analyzing the data in using the Excel sheet over here. The similar way we can do something like a graphical data, characterized data, that we can able to do that with the same way that we will see over here. Instead of that, I'm going to comment, instead of this data, maybe we can use something like uh, I'm going to use this data. Instead of adding this data, I'm going to use something like a chart dot set categories, and I'm going to put this as a data. Now if we run this, basically that we will see the output format will be something like this. Yeah, and I'm going to run this. Sorry, I have opened the wrong file. I have to open this stats.xls. Yeah, the characterized data, 7 rows used, but max row mentioned only 2. That was fixed actually. That the issue is something like I have provided something like a max row is 7, and I have put reverse. Because of that, it has provided something like a characterized data output is not coming. That maybe it can be debugged. Basically, it is the form of providing the data in the chart information, and that can be provided with the bar chart over here, that it provides the analyzed data can be stored separately, and that using that stored data we could able to create an uh, statistical output with by in the bar format or graphical user interface format that we can able to show over here, that we will see. Yeah, this provides simple data analytics informations over here. That with this, I am winding up the session today. For example, here whatever we have seen, or we giving a quick refresh. It's a data analytics using the Excel sheet. We are using the Python packages, different Python packages. This session uses that Python OpenPy Excel, and we gone through that terminology and how can we create a Excel sheet, how can we read a file Excel sheet, and how can we adding or appending the data into the cell, and we can save that file, and we can how can we extract the rows and columns, and using the rows and columns of data, how can we manipulate something like this many, what is this, what are all the this many orders, like a government orders, how many, and private orders, like that. If you wanted to do the counting and analysis of that data, that can be done using this complete rows and columns of data, and we can able to add or create a rows with the help of appending the files, appending the list into that file. We can able to get it like we had it with the files of information, something like a manufacturing price and times with the data has been updated. We can use this to update, and we can use that the bar chart to provide something like a graphical statistical view of that our analysis, basically over here. Yeah. Uh, I'm not sure, something like I have shared the details, and it has been posted in the WhatsApp group as well, and it was shared already. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think it was shared uh, in WhatsApp group. I'm not sure whether you are in the WhatsApp group of IEEE Python programming. If you have not registered with that WhatsApp group, please contact, please share your numbers so that it will be get added. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. If you does not have any doubts, we can wind up this session for the day today. Thank you.